it took me a while to, formulate all of my thoughts and views about this situation. And first of all, I didn't watch her video in its totality. One, because while I respect her body of art and her body of work that she has done, she is not my auntie. She is not someone that I look up to. She is not someone that I aspire to be. And because of that, her opinions about anything that might have to do with me as a Black woman are inconsequential to me, because I'm not in covenant with you. I don't look up to you as a mentor. So, boo, I don't care. But as I was listening and thinking about it, like, first of all, I don't wear bonnets. And it's simply because they hot, and that all that satin and stuff, it make my head hot. And so I just don't wear bonnets. And so this is as close to, but it's the same thing because it's a head covering. So, and I wear it to bed. But I just don't wear actual, what they have decided is a bonnet. I don't wear one because it make my head hot, and then I get angry at night because my head is hot. But I realized that there was a time when I would see women out, and it didn't necessarily have to be a bonnet, or whether it was how she was presenting herself, and I would hinge back a little. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why would you come outside like that? But the thing about it is, it had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with me, because I was insecure in myself. I didn't know what I was worth. I didn't think I was enough. And so I always had to get up and put on a whole show to go outside in public, just to make sure that people had a proper perception of me, so I could feel safe in every space that I entered. But once I figured out who I was and knew that I was all of me and the totality was worth it, now 99.99% of the time, if you see me, and you see me out in the public, the girl ain't got no makeup on. If I had my hair is, if it's most time it's up and it's in a bun, and if it's a neat bun, that's just because you got lucky that day that it was a neat bun. And I'm not dressed up because I don't want to, because I realize I don't have to, because I'm amazing just like I am, whether I'm dressed up or dressed down. And if you have decided who I am based on what you see on the exterior, then you have missed an amazing book, boo. And I don't really know what to tell you at this point in your life, because your perception of me is not any of my business. And you could probably just should mind your whole business. And so I think that for some people, especially some Black women, they really need to evaluate in themselves, why does this bother me so much about what a whole nother grown woman is doing herself for herself? That's and why really you are trying to hold someone accountable for something that they never agreed to be accountable for with you. Exactly. Like, none of these women agreed with you that I'm accountable to you, and I'm not going to wear bonnets or slippers or pajamas outside. Nobody, no one, we didn't have a council of the Black women and make an agreement of this. Harriet didn't say that when she, like Elle said, Harriet did not say this and have this conversation when she was freeing people under the Grand Railroad.
Council of the Black women.
I mean, collectively, that the millions and billions of Black women on this earth, did I miss the meeting? Did I miss the all council?
Harriet,
the all hands meeting.
Harriet said no. Harriet just said no.
And pinned her hair back with a twig before she started running niggas through the tunnel. I'm just trying to figure this out.
It's not. It's a distraction. But Sam,
you said what?
Again, I said it's gonna be a whole lot of miscellaneous ass whoopings if people.
That's what I was thinking.
On the shoulder. Let me tell you. Wear a bonnet, because I don't put hands on people. I'm gonna cuss you out. I don't wear bonnets in public, but if somebody come up to me about any of my head coverings,
anything, even if you tap me on my motherfucking shoulder because I got on some booty shorts, get the fuck out of here.
Their ears will bleed.
As much as we talk about Karen and white people entitlement, you yourself want to do it to your own people?
Yeah. Yeah. Sam said a lot when she said about how you felt about yourself. She realized that it's more about yourself. You having a problem when you see somebody in a bonnet or otherwise, that is definitely a reflection of something going on within you. On the other hand, also, there's a lot of things that we, our parents, people like Monique have been indoctrinated with, what's presentable. I'll never forget when Will's grandmama saw me with my natural hair. She was like, when you gonna go get that perm? And I'm like, Ma'am, I'm not. You just gonna keep walking around looking like that? Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
You know, it was just, I mean, and I totally know where she's coming from because of the way things work. Everything they did was to make sure they look good for the white people. They made sure the white people thought they was one of the good ones. To make sure, you know, and this, I think, it spread across. And I still kind of feel like all of this and all these other distractions when it comes to things relating to us as Black women, as Black people, it's just all of that still manifesting itself, trying to make yourselves look good, but it's just a distraction. As Elle said, you still Black. It's not gonna get you any kind of, you know,
You're not gonna get
saved in any kind of way. Is you still Black.
They're not gonna pick you.
Oh, go ahead, Siren.
I said them niggas still not gonna pick you.
Everybody chose. You right.
And now you have given white people another piece of ammunition to put in their gun against us, because now it's another thing for them to say, well, your own said.
Oh, okay.
So you should.
I'm glad you brought that up, Cedric, because that's the comments that I have been looking at from this Monique stuff and reading. They be like, see, their own people, their own other Black women.
Wow.
This voice, Elle, this voice.
In that voice.
That is inappropriate. And I'm just saying, because I thought that before, I'm just saying. And then you got all people like, oh, y'all this man, because we said y'all don't need to wear the bonnet. You look at yourself and see what's wrong with why you're upset with it.
Some of y'all, Kylie gonna come out with her own bonnet. So for me, it was a really big disconnect because I grew up with, of course, my parents telling me that I have to be presentable in public. There's house clothes and then there are outside clothes and blah, blah, blah. And even I remember, this speaks to the whole, well, it's always going to be something else. And as far as the goalpost being moved, I remember when it was a big deal that people were casual on a plane, because people used to dress up to fly. Like, getting on a plane, that was like almost a formal affair, right? You getting dressed to the nines to get on this plane because people got to see you.
She'd wear a suit, get on every plane.
Yes, and I think that's where I was coming from, because like I said previously, I didn't necessarily disagree with what she was saying as far as presenting yourself a certain way, but at the same time, there's still that I had it was a disconnect between that and the whole respectability politics piece. I didn't
they had to dress up because the airline would discriminate and not let them on the plane.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like there was a certain disconnect that I had where I didn't view it that way, because for me, for the most part, your parents say this is how you should leave the house and
right.
And you represent the family and you represent me and blah blah blah. Then in having more and more conversations, I could see how it's okay, well, today is this and tomorrow is that and blah blah blah. Like, I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of this book called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome.
Yeah, I have.
Yep. I have it too.
The lady came and she spoke. I forgot her name, and I was supposed to write it down and take notes and be real responsible. But
I listened to her.
It's me. And she came to our church, and she was just telling stories of that came out of her book about different situations. And I think it was Siren who was telling me about the whole respectability politics thing. That's when it clicked for me, because at first I was like, why y'all mad at her outside of the whole tapping on the shoulder thing? Because that pissed me off. I told y'all that already. But I had to really connect that. And I don't think a lot of people have. But also a lot of people aren't willing to have that conversation to try to see a different side.
Correct. I agree with you. Because the second that we tried to educate and say that it was respectability politics, the first thing that some Black women wanted to do was double down on, no, y'all want to blame that on everything. It's not that.
But do they even know what respectability politics is? Like, I had to really,
seriously. They aren't going to care about it until it affects That
or not it was respectability politics are the ones that got more degrees than me.
correct.
True.
You
And
supposed to be
they're
more.
not going to care about it until it affects them. And
But for
then
me,
to reach back and be like, oh, respectability politics. No, stay over there and stay with
for
the problem
me,
that you got.
it's different. I look at it as different and deeper. I didn't listen to the Monique statement. I was forced to hear it because I'm listening to different radio shows and it's been on, but I didn't myself click play. What I think is the people who don't understand, let people be and mind your own business. They haven't had that evolution within themselves,
Right.
right? So as me, I probably like 10, 15 years ago, I'd be like, hell no, don't wear no goddamn bunny in no store or outside of your house and all this. Oh, I gotta keep my hair permed and everything. When I, got free and found myself and embraced my locks and my naturalness and all of this,
Sound to the people.
it just made it like wait a minute, like who am I? Who am
It's
I to judge?
enlightening. It is.
Who am I?
It
My
is.
bad.
It's like who am I to judge?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna mind my
You
own
gotta say
business.
it like Andrew. Who are me to judge?
It's like who am I? But you
I
gotta
don't.
have that evolution within yourself. I'm sorry, somebody else was talking. I didn't hear.
Oh, no, Iyanna, you good. I was just saying, just like the ladies, I don't wear mine in public, but at the same time, Elle don't care what nobody else got on. That's their business. So today, she wants to wear that, and she got a matching bonnet set with her clothes and slides going through the airport because she's hype about a vacation that you don't know. Maybe that lady done had to save all year long to go on a vacation. I'm not about to piss nobody.
But it's still.
It's just like, why do that to people?
But what does it matter?
Down our
At
own.
the point that I'm trying to prove,
That's why.
the point that I'm trying to prove is like I said in take one. So because I had a bonnet on this weekend outside in the public, it's gonna negate all the lives I changed. It's gonna negate all of the advocacy that I do. It's gonna negate who I am.
Come
No.
on, Pillar.
You gotta be free.
Salt of the earth.
Free.
Telling you.
Stop. You
As
gotta be
long
free, and you're supposed to empower other people to
others
be free. Other young ladies be free. I ain't tapping nobody on no
as
goddamn shoulder.
Sans said,
Where you at when they fail in math and stuff? You tapping them on the shoulder? You helping them there?
right.
You tutoring in that?
Hello.
We think about the wrong stuff.
But as Sans said, as long as you don't know who you are, as long as you not comfortable in you, stuff like that's gonna bother you. So you gonna want to speak out against people dressing or wearing this and doing stuff like that. That's the stuff that consumes you. You still don't know who you are.
If you
I got a couple questions.
Why they got on class?
Are you gonna wear that same bonnet that you wore to the zoo when you go to sleep?
well, first of all, Tiffany, you know
I don't get it.
I wash mine quite a bit. But my thing is, the only reason people have a problem with what other people are wearing is if you are insecure in the hierarchy and your position on it. So if we make it a level playing field where people can wear bonnets, or they can have perfectly styled hair, or they can have hair that imitates a white person's hair, or they can wear their fro and none of it matters, you don't have that status that you had for styling your hair and making it perfect. Whereas I don't wear my bonnet outside because it's a personal preference. It has nothing to do with the look. It's like, I don't wear clothing that has glitter on it. I don't think it's wrong.
Right.
You know, I don't, there's a lot of stuff that I don't wear, and not everything is for you either.
Right.
Absolutely. Put your bonnet on, especially if it's a nice one that they make nowadays with the designs and the flowers, and think, I'm gonna wear this outside. You know? So sometimes stuff just not for you. I don't know why people aren't willing to say, this isn't for me. It can't be for any of us.
And just leave it at that.
And leave it at that.
Because just like Mel and Tiffany were like, and of course, because I don't wear bonnets, but I don't own any, but they were like, it's their preference not to wear it outside of their home. I just lost my freaking train of thought. Just like they said, it's their preference. They have a right to feel that way. They have a right to, that's their opinion. And there's nothing wrong with them having that opinion.
Exactly.
But the problem that one of the biggest problems I had was when you are incapable of having your opinion without degrading, demeaning, and disrespecting another Black woman, the same Black woman that you say that we're supposed to stand together and hold each other up and build each other up and lift each other up, and we in this thing together. I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry, sis. I must have missed that meeting as well, because when I was looking up at, and I'm in the empowering and building up, I don't remember classless and lazy and ratchet and hood and ghetto, and I don't have pride in myself. I don't remember that on the list of the things that were empowering. You can have your opinion, but the problem is that you had your opinion, and the Black women that bucked back against you and said, okay, but there's still, to me, there's nothing wrong with you wearing a bonnet in public, and it's really none of your business. Now you, because they don't want to fall in line with you, now you offended, and you should get unoffendable because you know what we're doing. And now you offended, and instead of taking another intellectual stance, you decide, I don't know how to have a disagreement and just agree to disagree. So now I'm gonna hit below the belt. And now, but don't come over here telling me you're not for Black women. What did you say about Black women when they were wearing bonnets? Well, then you're not for us. You go over there with baking them because you're not for us.
They're not asking the right questions. The questions are, who are you trying to have pride for? Why are you trying to have pride for them? And where the hell is that going to take your ass?
Not only not asking the right questions. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Elle.
No, go ahead, Iyanna.
I was going to say, not only not asking the right questions, but so you saying I'm ghetto? Well, thank you. I want to be of my people.
Hello! Because you know what? No, seriously, you know what? We always want to be like, I'm blackity black in February. But if you're not going to claim these quote unquote ghetto people in your blackity blackness?
Well, thank you.
And trying to have hot girl summers, busted, Megan needs, I'm classy, bougie, ratchet, but your line is at the bonnet. Good day, fam. Great day.
Same one getting the booty injections.
The same one.
You can be ratchet and have the Megan needs in this motherfucking bonnet, okay?
The same people putting Black Lives Matter black squares. The same people. But you have a problem with bonnets.
My thing is,
there's so much other shit that we got to worry about besides the fucking bonnet.
Everybody wants to be Black till it's time to be Black.
Yeah, let's go there with hotels and be with it, because
but my thing is like too, like,
okay,
who says ghetto is bad?
They ain't got nothing.
Again, the proper questions. Who are you trying to impress? Why are you trying to impress them? And where the fuck you think you going with that?
White people.
Right.
I'm so glad that I am of the people.
It is true.
I'll say it again.
They shouldn't wear bonnets out in public based on what?
Like, it's so funny though, because I feel like Siren said something about the long ass nails, and most of us on this call, when we see certain things that are like so Black, we be like, damn, that is so Black, and I love it.
I love it.
Elle, this is polymer clay.
Oh, that's pretty. Gorgeous.
It's just
like
amazing.
When I had on the post about it, okay. So Monique is saying this in her bed, in a robe.
That thing bothered me.
Was she in her bed? I don't know. I just know she was in that old mangy ass robe.
Whether she was in a bed in a hotel room, a bed in her house.
Whatever.
She was doing this in the bed, in a robe. First of all,
way more people saw you than anybody with a bonnet in the Walmart.
Maybe go put some clothes on since you won't talk about having respect for yourself. But anyway, that's not even the point I was about to make. You're saying all of this wearing a hairstyle that people are still fucking fighting to decriminalize in 2021.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Let me pull these braids back out, because one time the airline ladies couldn't wear no motherfucking braids.
Do you see this?
I'm gonna pull out.
We still fighting to decriminalize this shit, and you want to talk about me because I got a bonnet on?
Because we are still getting our hair patted down when we go through TSA.
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct.
Because I got some drugs in these little bitty ass
These
braids.
girls still don't understand. I'm the bitch with the braids. These are locks.
Right. You the bitch with the braids.
I'm through bitch with the braids.
Bitch with the braids.
I mean, sitting there looking like Dumbo auntie.
And just like a guy on TikTok said, because someone tried to argue, well, she's in her house. He said, ma'am, sir,
No.
when you turn on this camera,
Right.
and
You and everybody.
when you broadcast it on social media, everybody is now in your house. You in everybody's house. Everybody's house that gets to watch it. And so and it's not that you can't do that, but you can't, like y'all said, you cannot do that and simultaneously say somebody don't do that in public.
The same thing.
You just woke up. She woke up and chose violence and wasn't ready for the smoke that she received.
And even after one of her good, girlfriends was like, look, do I think that you should go out? And I do Whole Bonnet Chronicles. Do I think that you should go outside in your bonnet? No. She did it respectfully. She did. She said, do I think, and see, I watched Tammy's because I rocks with Tammy. But anyway, she said, do I think that you should go outside with your bonnet on? No, I don't. My bonnets I record in my house. I don't go outside with them. My daughter Jazz will go and won't think twice. And she said, it's not the problem that you can feel like we can agree that, okay, maybe you shouldn't go outside in your bonnet. But at the same time, this is the moment where you should mind your business.
It is.
I mean, she was real eloquent about it. And after your friend got on Beyonce's internet and said, sis, I love you, but we're going to disagree that you need to mind your business. You come back to double down on the fact that you don't think you should mind your business.
And double down and say when the time when somebody tapped her on the shoulder and said it was about her weight. Bitch, I wish you the fuck
I
would.
wish a motherfucker would.
I just can't. I cannot.
And then the other part of this that we ain't touched on yet is the black man one who agreed with her, and then the black man who
about my weight. And I was like, baby, don't you worry about it.
The black man who
I want to work on my weight gets worked on. If I don't feel like working on my weight that day, it don't get worked on. But what you not gonna do is come tap me on my shoulder and say, baby, I think you need to lose some weight. And I think
that is insane.
Business and feed your motherfucking face and get the fuck out of mine.
Actually would like for someone to do that to me.
Okay, well, you know what, Mel? We will virtually tap you on your shoulder. But see, the difference is you asked for that.
No,
exactly.
that's not what I'm saying, Tiffany. You're not understanding.
She know what she wants.
I want them.
I want somebody. Walk up okay, Elle has something really important to say.
I wish.
I went off on the left.
No, we coming back, Elle. Come back to the black men that was agreeing. Come on, you back.
Wait, I'm gonna come back to that.
Okay, ma'am.
So what I was getting ready to say is that of course we have some black men that were wholeheartedly in agreement with Monique. It was like,
let me text the black man right now and ask them what they think about it.
Okay.
I don't fucking care because he the one that bought mine.
Okay. So let me finish the rest of what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
We had the people who came down on the same side as Monique. Then you had our black men who were like, this ain't my fight. I'm not going to say nothing. And then you had the ones of, you know what? I'm going to stand in solidarity with my sisters and I'm going to put a bonnet on too. Now, what's funny to me is the black women who saw the black men who put on the bonnets and was like, oh, so this what y'all chose to stand up and defend us with the bonnet. I'm like, sister, everybody gets to their journey at different points. So maybe
we do not all arrive at the same fucking time.
Always a monolith. Expect black people to be a monolith.
What we're not gonna do is talk trash about this black man who's actually trying to side with us and come to the defense and be on the right side with us. You still try to find a problem with that. It's always going to be something with those types of black women.
Always
something. If it ain't this bonnet, it's something else. If it's the black man did this, he only defended us by the bonnet, but he ain't say that about me not making bonnet. You're gonna pick a battle. Like pick the struggle and stick with it. Either you want the support or you don't want the support.
Right.
Actually, I haven't paid attention to anything anybody has to say except for black women. And that includes Monique. You know, I don't agree with her, but I do think she has a right to speak on it. Any black women, I'll listen to them. So even black men, cool, thanks for the support, but I ain't listening to them. I'm only listening to black women on this.
I had a whole
What's
day
funny
number,
is
but go on.
I saw when the video was first posted and we decided we were gonna talk about it. I know I try my best not to talk about stuff because I want to keep all the juice. But a doggone ad came up on YouTube, and it was a black man, and he was talking about the bonnet situation, and he said that a black woman came to him and said, "Well, what's the difference between that and a do-rag?" He fixed his mouth to say, "Do-rags are a fashion statement."
Lord.
He said the do-rag was a fashion statement. Bonnets are pajamas, like I said. And
We need to quit playing.
he turned around and tried to back up and say, now if it was just a straight stocking cap, then he would agree. But I don't see a difference between the stocking cap and the do-rag, because with all of them, you trying to fucking get these waterways.
Listen, a black
You wear all that shit.
That
you
hardly
on the fucking
comes.
bed. If you don't call it pajamas, call it motherfucking pajamas.
A black woman's every breath is a fashion statement.
How about that?
That part.
And that is a statement that someone asked. It said, so the question is, men that wore and do wear do-rags out, why is that different? Because it's the same thing. You are protecting the hair that is underneath said head garment. You are protecting your hair because you want the waves and you want them to be maintained. And I'm just going out to Walmart. I'm not taking this off my head while I go out to Walmart because I'm not messing. I got something to do. I'm not messing up these waves. So, sir.
Same shit.
So, sir, then I can wear, if I choose to, my bonnet. And it is not any different. Why can't you comb your hair? Okay, well then stop putting on a hat when you go outside and you don't want to comb yours then. Since you want to trivialize it, then you don't get to put on a hat talking about I didn't feel like combing my hair. I was just running out here real quick. No, same energy. Comb your hair then. Since women can't wear bonnets because it makes them lazy and not want to comb their hair, then you can't wear a hat when you say I don't want to comb my hair to go to Walmart.
But we're going back to the same thing. It's still an assumption.
I know.
It's an assumption. And then
I agree.
About first impressions. Ma'am, if I'm traveling the airport, I'm going to impress my ass in this plain seat in my black ass business.
Hello.
That's what I'm going to impress.
And also, just so we clear, other people have their faith, and that's great. But as for me and mine, I'm not going to miss what belongs to me and who is supposed to be connected to me.
Worrying about somebody
because
else.
of what I do or don't put on my head when I go and leave my house. Because the people that are supposed to see, first of all, people are seeing me and they don't even know who the me is that they are seeing. They just know that, I don't know her where she is, but there's this woman. And when I get to her, they have already seen me and they never seen me before a day in their life. So I want people to come and settle all the way down.
All the way down.
Let me think of something, because women are always on, and you always dolled up, and you find a mate, and then that one day you off, and your mate looks at you and be like, "Oh God, who's this, Lord?" And then you be crying somewhere in another area. Oh, he cheating on me. Oh no, because you talking about you was on dress up all the time, right? Well, that's what he likes. So now when you in your natural state, now he like, who the fuck is this? Because he don't know who that is. Be true to yourself.
I took a whole 12 to 13 hour trip with rollers in my head and a bonnet on from here to Bowling Green, Kentucky. When we got to Kentucky, I think that was Friday we got there. I did not take those rollers out until Saturday. That means I was all in a whole other state, in other stores, with a whole bonnet on. Who is going to check me, boo? Let me know.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Well, if I'd have seen
It's
your
just
ass,
all-
I'd have tapped you on the shoulder.
You ain't gonna tap. Oh,
I just, so okay, you know what? I really
Tap.
Excuse me.
that tap you on the shoulder shit just it really rubbed me all the way around. Like have your rant, say what the fuck you want to say. When you decide to insert your shit in other,
It's
But
ridiculous.
your security better be right there next to you
Tiffany.
because you're gonna need them.
And that's the part you were missing when I was talking about the weight, because I'm not insecure about my weight. I would love for someone to tap me on the shoulder about my head covering or my weight, because we've been in the house a long time. I ain't had a lot to do.
I want somebody.
Please
Been
come up to
moaning.
me and share your opinion about my weight, because I
What you
will
gonna
be
do,
very
man?
entertained by what happens after that.
I'm ready for them
and I
conversations.
just don't know for all the ones that's it's so this and it's so that. Again, he bought this. So all the shit that you got to say, you got picked your boo.
I got one thing to say to y'all.
Yeah, nigga, try.
Y'all ready?
You got that picking.
We are not the same.
Cause I wish that motherfucker would. You done picked the wrong one.